What is up, guys? Today we are taking a look at the brand new 2021 Lego Star Wars Clone Army. Now, I've made Clone Army videos in the past, but you'll notice that this time we have quite a few more than the last video. I don't remember what the official count for the Clone Army was the last time we did an update video, but obviously you guys can tell we have a lot more, guys. And that's thanks to mostly one purchase, but I figured it's going to be a fun video to take a look at the entire Clone Army we got going. This is absolutely the largest it's ever been. So if you guys are excited, drop a like down below. Of course, subscribe for more awesome content like this. We got a lot of stuff to go over in today's video. So in total, there are 1,550 minifigures in this Clone Army. Of course, there are going to be a couple of different types of clone troopers and clone legions, but over 1,500 included in this army, which, like I said, is the biggest it's ever been in my collecting career. Now, the majority of the Clone Army consists of the 501st Troopers. These are the new ones that you can find in the 75280 Lego 501st Legion Clone Troopers Battle Pack as well. So today we're going to be going over everything in the army. Like I said, guys, if you're excited for this video, drop a like down below. Let's go ahead and get started. So in total, there are 18 base plates. These are 32 by 32 dark bluish gray base plates, which I love. These are so much more easy to look at instead of the light bluish gray ones. So I have 18 of these. There's 3 by 6 going deep, which definitely consists of a lot of clone troopers. Now on each clone trooper base plate, there can be up to 88 minifigures. Now you'll see in some like these, not all the spots are completely utilized, but then you'll see the full ones such as this guy or this guy. That means there are a full 88 troopers per base plate, which is a pretty solid number, and I love lining them up like this because it really looks like the scene from Attack of the Clones when all the clone troopers are getting in the acclimators, getting ready to go off the battle. So this is just an awesome sight to see for me. Now, of course, you're wondering, Matt, why the heck do you have this many? Well, the honest answer is I only buy the clone troopers if it's a really, really good deal in terms of where I think they'll be valued at. For instance, here is the 501st Clone Trooper. This guy's not too expensive. He goes for around $5 to $6, and of course, he's still being made actively by sets from the LEGO group. So, of course, I'll only buy those guys if I find them for lower than what they're going for, and obviously, that increases the value of the Clone Army. So, I usually try to buy all of these guys at a significantly discounted price than what you might find them going for the average on BrickLink or eBay or something like that. So, I guess we'll start off with the very first base plate here. This is sort of the unique, the special base plate with a couple of different troopers. We'll just basically go left to right. On the left here, we have some realistic P2 clone troopers. I only have 2 of them. These guys, I believe, were in the Microfighter Turbo Tank and one other set. I want to say maybe it was the Advent Calendar at the time. These guys are awesome. They're without a doubt my top 2 maybe favorite clone troopers LEGO has ever made. And it's such a shame I wasn't able to get more of them, but I do only have 2 of them, which is cool. I do have 2 sealed Turbo Tank sets, which is kind of cool. So I could have technically 4, but I don't feel like opening those guys up just yet. Now moving to the right here, we have a custom Captain Rex. No, it is not the $150 Lego version. This is actually a custom minifig for you, Clone Trooper. And as you guys will see in today's video, there are actually other custom minifigures that I have, all provided free of charge. So here is the Captain Rex. Looks pretty solid. Of course, you do have the cloth piece for the shoulder pauldron. He does also have the rangefinder, which is something that the official Lego version does lack. Overall, fantastic detail. Does have some of these CAC dual pistols, which is nice. Next here, we have the realistic P2 Gunner Clone Trooper. This is a minifigure that I regret getting rid of. I probably had at least a dozen of these at one time. I think they were most commonly found in the recent rendition of the Republic Fighter Tank, which was a great set. But we got this guy right here, super duper expensive, really, really good minifigure with nice colors. I love the way that like the dark tan and the white and the black contrast each other. Definitely wish I had more of these. I think I have these guys and pilots behind it. I do have a couple more pilots somewhere hidden in the collection. I unfortunately wasn't able to find it, but these guys are just some of the 501st pilots. Nothing crazy, so that's pretty cool. Now, going down the front row here, we do have the Bad Batch. Of course, these guys are the experimental clone troopers. These are the minifigures found in the Bad Batch attack shuttle. Of course, we have Crosshair, which he does actually have custom printed arms. If you guys haven't checked out my video reviewing the minifigs for you custom Bad Batch arms, I'll leave a link down below. There will be a card on your screen right now. Go check it out. Such an easy upgrade for all of the Bad Batch minifigures. Then we have Tech right here in the middle. He's armed with 2 dual blasters. We have Wrecker with the arm printing and the custom blaster as well. You got the leader of the Bad Batch, we got Hunter, and then we also have Echo behind him as well. So overall, a great squad of minifigures. I would have really liked to get Crosshair in his regular Bad Batch uniform and not his newer one, but beggars can't be choosers. Still a pretty solid minifigure, nothing too crazy about him, but that's like for the front row. Now, behind them, we have the custom minifigs for you, Geonosian Squad. I believe this is the Waxer and Boyle Squad from the Geonosian arc in Star Wars The Clone Wars. So great detailing on these minifigures. I'll show one aside. I think this guy's actually the Flame Trooper, which is super cool. He looks like a snow trooper from the Battle on Hoth from the Empire, which is nice. So it's cool little nod to the original movies right there. Then you have some other really cool custom printed clone troopers as well, with some cloth, some pauldrons, and waist capes and stuff like that. Some pretty solid minifigures. I could never really use them in a mock because they're super specific, but wanted to include those in the video. Moving to the left here, we have two of these desert camo styled officers. I forget if these are particularly Imperial or Republic. Nonetheless, I think they fit really well. Only got two of them. I forget what battle pack they came in. I want to say maybe it was the Battlefront battle pack. You guys can correct me down below if I am wrong, but it's cool officers there. Moving behind, we have 19 of the Ahsoka Trooper 332nd 501st Clone Legion. Of course, these are the troopers that go with Ahsoka into the Siege of Mandalore with Captain Rex, or Commander Rex, I should say. Really cool minifigures. Comes in the current LEGO Star Wars AAT. It's a $40 set, so I don't have too many of these guys. I do have some custom printed Firestar toy arms as well on the side, which I think elevates them tremendously, which is a really nice look. I do want to get a lot more of these guys, but they're a $40 set, and there's only one of them in the set, and I think they're at least $15, $16 by themselves. So probably not going to be getting too many of those at some point soon, but really awesome minifigures. Love the color, love the contrast. Let me know if you guys have a bigger army than this, because I really want to see someone have just a bunch of these 332nd troopers. That would just be so cool. Moving behind them here, we have one of my favorite clone troopers ever designed by LEGO. This is the 501st Jet Trooper. If you guys have played Battlefront 2, this is going to be a super similar trooper. I have them with custom Clone Army Customs jetpacks, which are so much better than LEGO version, but they are more expensive. They're like $4 each. For me, it's worth it if it's only a couple. Obviously, I'm not buying a $4 jetpack for all of these guys back here. So this guy looks super cool. He does also have the 501st Firestar Jet Trooper arms, which look fantastic. I think I only have about maybe, let's see, there's 8, 16, 24, and then plus 6, so about 30 of them. 30 Jet Troopers, which definitely isn't a lot. I'd like to have at least 50 if we could for mocks and stuff like that, but a really cool minifigure. Behind them here, we have some standard Imperial officers. I actually think these were the Imperial officers from the Solo battle pack. I use them as the Republic as well. They're very interchangeable, and that logo is so small you can barely tell. But we have 8 of them in the back here. Of course, every clone army needs at least a handful of officers to do all the boring logistic stuff, so we got that. That is basically the most customizable base plate here in the entire army. The rest is going to be pretty unison. Let's go ahead and start with the right. Here we have a couple different clone troopers. On the right here, we have the clone commander from the UCS Republic Gunship 75309. Why I know the set number by heart is just absolutely amazing. To the left here, we have a custom minifigs for you, Commander Cody. I do have a LEGO version of the Commander Cody, but he eludes me when I was looking for all my clone troopers for today's video, so you guys get the idea there. Really cool minifigure. No leg printing, which is a shame, but I would like to see more leg printing for minifigs for you with this guy particularly. Now, this base plate right here and the next one consists of a total 188 of the realistic P1. These were guys that were included in the Jedi and Clone Troopers battle pack from 2018. I want to say, I think its set number is 75206. Again, why I know that is weird. These are the best P1 that LEGO has done. The faces are great. They're not the newly updated heads with the nougat color for that the new ones have, which I don't think is that big of a deal, but these guys are awesome. If you're ever building a P1 mock with Geonosis or maybe even something else, these guys are definitely going to do a phenomenal job for you. So we got 2 base plates full of the P1 clone troopers right here, which look absolutely amazing. Now behind them here, we are continuing with some more P1. However, these guys are a little different. These are the animated P1. These are the ones you'll find in the Clone Wars TV show. These were in the sets from the Clone Wars, such as the ATTE and such as the Turbo Tank and everything like that from the gunship and stuff like that. So not too many of these. I actually got these all used. They're in a pretty okay condition. It's nothing that I would use particularly. I did find them in a really good deal from a seller in Italy who was selling them for really cheap. So I did end up buying, I think it was 130 of them, maybe. It's only about a base plate and a little more which isn't that much. Again, cool minifigures. There's definitely a level of nostalgia for these guys, but for me, it's not something I could really ever use in a mock, just because it's not the way that I kind of operate and not the ones that I would use. They're not the greatest. For the time, they were definitely really, really cool, but as you could tell, the detail and just the overall aesthetic of it is definitely a little bit outdated. So again, nostalgia is there. It's cool to have them since I grew up with so many of them, but probably not using them in a mock anytime soon. Now, the rest of the army, we covered about 4 base plates, that one, that one, that one, and then these 2 right here. The rest of the army consists of 1,198 501st clone troopers. That's a lot. Now, but you're wondering, how did I get these? Well, I actually just unboxed 1,000 of them. I got a really good deal from a buddy of mine named David over on Instagram. Not David Hall, another David, pretty common name. He was selling them. He needed the room for his own projects, and I was able to get them for a really sweet deal. So the majority of this army, pretty much everything outside this little square that I'm drawing, came pretty much recently. Now, before the haul, I did have about 100 to 50, 160 of the regular 501st. So on this base plate here, I actually had my existing collection before the haul. Now, these guys have the Firestar toy arms, which look super, super cool. So everything that you see with the Firestar toy arm is pretty much what I had before the giant haul. So we had about 100, 160 of them. And then, of course, came the big haul, which makes this clone army look so massive. So all in all the base plates back here are just entirely made up of 501st. And like I said, a full base plate is about 88 clone troopers, so you could just see how many there are in this clone army. It pretty much goes up to the back, maybe missing 1 or 2 for a base plate, but it is by far the majority of the clone army, which I'm okay with. The 501st is definitely my favorite Legion. We see them the most in the Clone Wars, and we see them do some really cool stuff in the show, so there's a good reason why I have all of these guys, maybe even for a Jedi Temple mock, who knows? Definitely collaborating with some pretty cool people soon, so definitely stay tuned for that. But the 501st take up the majority of my army, and these guys are just really, really cool. I know some people were a little skeptical about how they look, especially when the new ones came out. They're very different from what we've seen before, but I like them. I think they're really cool. I love the detail, especially like the feet printing for the boots and stuff. So for me, these guys are an absolute win, and I hope we get more Legions in the same look, maybe even some regular P2, maybe even some 212th. I'd love to see updated clone Legions in this new one. But that, guys, wraps up the clone army, and this thing is massive. This is probably the biggest it's going to get for a while. I don't think I'm going to be making any more larger purchases of the clone army, although last time I said I wasn't buying more 501st battle packs, I bought 1,000 more 501st troopers, so I technically didn't lie. I just found a loophole in my own agreement to myself. But that wraps it up, guys. I hope you all enjoyed. Let me know down below what your favorite part of this clone army is. If you could just imagine a Venator right behind them, just having all the troops unloaded into a battle. That is like the coolest thing I could ever think of with this army. But that wraps it up, guys. I hope you all enjoyed. Drop a like if you did enjoy today's video. Make sure you guys subscribe. We got more awesome content coming soon. And I will talk to you guys later. Take it easy. Peace.